We do.
Who so darn excited for Maui?
Okay,
I
it's recording. And Lindsay, I need you to move over because
is it making you crazy, Betsy?
Yep.
Okay, here. I'm over.
Now I can see you.
Okay, perfect. Sorry, everybody. I'm so excited to be having us all together and doing this training with every single person underneath Betsy, our sparkly mother right here that started us all. So this is going to be your roadmap. It's going to create this vision for you. So to start off, I just want to ask you, what do you think about earning that incentive trip? Think in your head. What were the first things that came to mind when you heard Maui? This trip is so significant to building your business, and it's a huge motivator. So when you think, what is this for? Yep, the end result is Maui. But just think about all of the people that you're going to come across from now until then. Think about the income and what it'll do for you and your family. Think about who you're going to bring with you. Who else are you going to give this opportunity to, right? It's just amazing to think of all, when you fast forward real quick, all of the wonderful things that are going to happen along this way and along our, road trip to earning this trip. But this gives us so many opportunities. And Betsy, I, Terry, Liz, Carrie, everybody on here, Deanna, we all are so excited, and we love celebrating all of your successes with you. So we can't wait to do this the whole on our whole way. And believe it or not, the first step of this path of earning this trip is to check your mindset. And there's that quote, Henry Ford said it best: whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So I have a question for you, another one. Would you be interested in earning this trip to Hawaii by consistently following an effective plan? And what if this plan was all mapped out for you and all you needed to do was follow the steps? Think to myself, am I willing to commit to these steps? Will I do this? Right? And we're going to lay out this action plan for you. And you're just going to go through your little steps, just like sort of like the GLAM plan. Or for those of you that are on here and are brand new, same as the GLAM plan. You're just going to go check, 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 right? If your answer to the above questions is yes, then you're in the right place at the right time, right here, hearing all this information. And with Touchstone Crystal, that is for sure. Now let's see what has to happen to earn the trip, right? So again, when you're thinking about that mindset and you think of the people that have earned a trip in the past, or think about people from somewhere else or a company that they work with, what was the work ethic or those qualities that you saw from that person that has earned a trip? Do you picture an overachiever in your head? Do you picture long work days, or do you picture part-time? You picture someone that is competing against their colleagues to earn a trip, or working together all for the same successes? Or do you picture someone that has an unhealthy family work balance or a healthy family work balance? Because some consultants think of those that climbed Mount Everest. And if you believe that, it's just for those, then look at that. Lay out again in your head, whether I think I can or I think I can't, I'm right. So just check it. Okay, yep, I'm going to go after this. I'm not going to let myself off the hook. I know that I might have a hiccup here or a hiccup there, and that's okay, because we're all here to work together as a team. There might be a month where you fall short of what your goal was that was mapped out. That's okay. That happens to every single one of us earners to start coming together of that puzzle. Okay, so to look at what happens, break it all down into bite-sized pieces and how to earn this trip. And I want you to make your decision based on this information to say, this is an easy kind of path for me to follow. This is not climbing Mount Everest, right? So this is all going to be based on a $700 party average. And many party averages are higher than that, but we're going to, just so you know for the math, this is based on a $700 party average. You'll have earned a profit of $175 to $280, depending on your title. On average, you'll have 1 to 2 new bookings per party. You will hand out 2 to 3 Sparkle brochures and follow up with potential new consultants. And you will earn 700 trip points on average per party. So let's look at what it takes to earn this trip. For those of you that don't have a trip flyer in your hand, We're going to be showing you those and sharing that with you. But how you earn points is so the trip is broken down into points, and how you earn points is you get 1 point for every dollar in sales, and you get 1,000 points per Glambassador. Okay. The time frame of earning this trip is October 1st through March 31st. And this is truly the best selling time of the year. So let's break down the points. To earn the trip for 2, you need 35,000 points, 7 Glambassadors. I'll do this slower, so don't worry. The trip for 1 is 25,000 points and 6 Glambassadors. So let's say that you wanted to earn the trip for 2. 35,000 points, and you have to have 7 Glambassadors, right? So you can see this there. So 35,000 points, 7 Glambassadors. So you take 35,000 and minus the 7,000 points that you're going to earn for your new team members. And now you need 28,000 additional points. So if you take that 28,000 points and divide it by, the $700 or $750 party average, whichever you want to do, you just need $4,700 in sales per month and about 1.25 Glambassadors. So how many parties is that? 4,700. If you base it on a $750 party average, that's 6 to 7 parties held per month. That's 6 to 7 parties per month, and you're going to earn a trip and amazing income, right? Have new team members to come along with you. It's incredible. But if you think, okay, let me look at this trip for 1, Lindsay. Let me look at this trip for 1. Talk about 25,000 points. 25,000 and 6 Glambassadors. So 25,000 minus 6,000 points takes you to 19. So 19,000 again divided by the 6 months. It's $3,200 a month in sales that you'll need. And about that's 1.25. That's 1. That's 1 Glambassador a month. I'm making you have more Glambassadors. So ignore that there. Sorry about that. So again, $3,200 a month and 1 Glambassador per month is going to earn you the trip for 1, and also a growing income. $3,200 based on the average parties. If you're going off a $750 party average, that's 4 to 5 parties per month. If you book 5 to 6, you get a cancellation or whatever, you're going to be in great shape. Okay. But let's talk about, let's go into the next thing. Okay. How about Sparkler Earner? Think about that. Yep. That's 45,000 points and 10 Glambassadors, but we'll share more about that too. But that's $1,000 cash in your pocket too, on top of all of these things. So trip for 1, think $3,200 in sales per month and 1 Glambassador per month. Trip for 2, 4,700 in sales per month and 1.25 Glambassadors per month. Just so those numbers stay in your head. But now let's break down what it can mean for you. If you're doing, let's say, $3,500 in sales a month, that's let's say 5 parties held based on a 750 and earning that trip for 1. You're going to be making about over $2,200 per month. $2,200. Wow, right? What would you do with that? And in the process, you're earning trips, fabulous incentives. You have new team members to share this excitement with, right? So just really think and sit there. Let that sink in. This trip having a 6-month time period to earn it is incredible. To be able to start right now and carry us through this busiest selling month, 3 awesome months left of this current catalog and 3 with a new. Wow, this is awesome. So say to myself, yes, I can do this. I'm going to partner with my uplines. I'm going to work at this, and I'm going to start by getting myself these bookings, right? But so that's the number one thing. Where it starts is book parties. The second thing is less hostess coach. Do not leave your income to chance. Coaching our hostesses brings the best results. So every time you walk out of your house, we want to help you to maximize your income. But remember, this is not just about us. By partnering with our hostesses, we're giving them that wish list that we told them about. We're giving them that fun night off. We're going to help partner with them and work to getting them as many 70% off discounts per bookings possible, right? We're going to keep going after that. And why? And if we didn't hostess coach, our hostess might think, oh my gosh, well, I guess I just don't have any friends. Nobody really likes me. Or, oh my gosh, she said I was going to get $400 to $600 in free and discounted items, but only 2 people showed up. Or, yep, I was going to get these 70% off, but she didn't follow up with any of the people that wanted to book, but didn't have dates available right then. So just think of that. We hostess coach because it's part of our word. Our integrity. We told these people, yep, this is so exciting. You're going to get this, this, and that. And if we don't hostess coach and don't help them with the invites and just make it fast, fun, and easy and partner with them, they don't know. We're the party girls. And all the words and everything you need for this is exactly go right to Glam Central, new consultant start here, and go through each of those little steps. And there's a words to say box too, where you can find all of the words. We also have host coaching documents, and right in the party where you set up your party and you're going through the different steps and event planning things, steps in Glam Central, there's the words to say at each step. So keep that in your heads for step number 2. So 1, book parties. 2, coach your hostesses. 3, offer the business opportunity. Offer it, offer it, offer it. Offer it to 10 plus people per month. Our hostesses are always our warmest lead. So think of that first. If they're interested in having a party, how do you know that they're not interested in the business at all? It definitely does not hurt to offer. 2, let's say our hostess says, oh my gosh, no way. I would never dare dream of it. I just like to go to Pilates class once a week. Awesome, she can. But when you're coaching her, you can say, out of all the people at RSVP that are coming, and maybe some of those that couldn't even attend, who jumps to mind that you think I would really be awesome at this, or really need something like this and is looking for some, something extra to call their own, or maybe that person that's looking for some extra fun money or full-fledged income. You don't know. Ask your hostess. She's our best lead to who. Those are her friends, her people. She'll tell us. We'll be able to go into those parties with a little roadmap to opportunity, right? 4, make sure you follow up. Follow up is key. It is so key. If you said you're going to call somebody, call them. If you said you're going to check back in with them for that date, check back in for them with the date. If you reached out to them once and they didn't respond, follow up again. Follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up. And repeat, and that's it. So think, book parties, hostess coach, offer the opportunity or in the business, and follow up. Repeat, we're going to book parties, hostess coach, offer opportunities, follow up. That's the steps. So following those steps, you'll be achieving the sales that you need, right, to hit your goals, to talking to those 10 plus people per month. You'll be signing up 1 to 2 consultants each month. And when 80% of those consultants hit Glambassador, you will have 7 new Glambassadors, and you're going to be on your way to achieving that trip for 2. So now, and you begin to see where earning the trip to Hawaii is a more like just a good hike, and it's not climbing that mountain. For some quick things to do to keep you on your roadmap and earning this trip, think about this. You're just going to have some obstacles, so expect them, because the reality is they're going to come, but we're going to help you to overcome them, and we're all going to get through them together because we all have them. I have them. Betsy has them. Terry has them. Senior executive directors are not exempt from obstacles, that's for sure. You're going to have reschedules. You're going to have cancellations. You're going to have low party attendance at shows, at parties. So look at your calendar and identify when you are going to work. Pay attention to the months with holidays and book around them. So chances are if you have a party, let's say on Thanksgiving, people probably might not come. So make sure you look and highlight those dates for you to work. And overbook yourself and do fabulous hostess coaching and follow up to assure that every party is the best that it can possibly be. And to hold 6 or 7 parties, book 8 to 10. To hold 4 or 5 parties, book 6 to 8, because we know that flu seasons or weather related or snowstorms or, just unexpected things that happen in people's lives, we'll bring those cancellations. But you're going to already be at top of that because you'll know you'll have that extra buffer built in, right? And do you run your business like a business? Think of that. Write it down. Do I run my business like a business? Have a plan for your schedule, your time, your family. Plan it all out. If you say these are the dates that I'm going to work this month and I have 6 dates scheduled that I'm going to book parties. Even though I wish so bad I could stare at my calendar and be like, oh my gosh, calendar, please, poof, put parties on this. Oh, I would love that to happen. People just jumped off, went on there and, hostess coach themselves. That'd be awesome. But we know that doesn't happen. So when I go through and highlight my dates to party, I go through and go through and go through. If I have one of those dates that I just can't book to save my soul, that nobody's picking that date, I'll offer a hot date or a sparkle date, or I'll really drive it. And worst case scenario, if I can't get it booked at all, I'll look and say, what other, 2-hour, 1-hour window, or maybe even a jewelry makes me happy hour real quick for somebody, or maybe I can get an office party or something that works in my schedule. I look to see where else could I have some time to open something up. And sometimes you might not have any open time, but that's okay too. But take that initiative to book those days that you have scheduled on your calendar to work, okay? And then lastly, I post my trip points and my little plan right above my computer always. So I have October, November, December, January, February, March. Here's the number of parties I will hold. Here's the amount of sales that I will close. And here's the number of sponsors I will find. And when October is finished, I write $5,300 in sales, 2 sponsors. So I subtract, or 2 ambassadors. I subtract 7,300 and make my new total over there. Okay, and I just go after it. And trust me, there's times where I've had that number, my goal number, and I had cancellations, so on and so forth, and I didn't hit it. So that next month, so let's say October, I didn't hit it. I go back through and say, okay, now I need 20,000 points between the 5 months. What do I need for the rest of the months? So we just adjust it, and we're here to help you, and we'll help you work through that. And we're always working till the end, because once you hit one goal, you can go to the next. But think about that trip for 2 first. Trip for 2, 4,700 in sales per month. 4,700, 1.25 ambassadors. You guys got this. You got this. Put your mind to it. Let's do this, and let's all be in Maui at the Hyatt together. I can't even see straight. And it is just going to be absolutely, absolutely amazing. So think about who you're going to identify, and highlight those days and times. Identify the additional days and times where you might want to meet with potential consultants. Post your goals. Share them. And when I say post, you don't have to necessarily, yes, you can post them on our team pages or things like that, of course. But I put mine right on sticky notes at the bottom of my computer screen, so they're always in front of my head every single month. Post that goal so you can see them, pictures or reminders where you're going to see them. And add them, again, to our team page and share them, because they're going to motivate other people and make other people want to be able to share too. We're all working towards this together. Definitely tell your upline or your accountability partner what your goal is to earn this trip. And let's go back to that contact list and add names to it. Who have you met recently? Who has canceled or rescheduled on you this past season? Who have you not shared the business opportunity with? Or who have you not offered a party to yet? Who do you need to follow up with? And sharpen your skills by reviewing those trainings in Glam Central. Go back like you're a brand new consultant and go through that new consultant start here and go through piece by piece. It is an amazing, amazing tool that we have. And schedule a party of your own every single month. This is gift buying season, so make it easy for your customers to shop from you and make it happen. And I want to hear you guys all say at the end of this call, Hawaii, here I come. Okay? I'm so excited. I hope that you guys are. I hope you see that, hey, I can do this. 4,700, 1.25 sponsors, partner with my upline. And oh yeah, by the way, by doing that right now, not only earning points for Hawaii, you're earning Vegas. We get to double dip on that trip. So let's do this. Okay, girls? Best job ever.
Thanks, Lindsay. Great job. I really appreciate it. Lindsay, I have lost track of the number of trips you have earned. Do you have a count of how many trips you've earned with Touchstone?
Hold on, let me count. I'll tell you in a minute.
Why don't you tell us what the trips were? First one was Cabo.
Okay, yep. I went to Cabo first, then Aruba, then Puerto Rico, then St. Martin, then
Aruba again.
Nope. I didn't go to Aruba twice with an open. That next January one was Jamaica, and Riviera Maya.
Yep.
Then
DR.
Oh, DR, yes. Okay, how could I forget that?
And Alaska.
I earned Alaska, and then of course Austria. Magic Emotion. And, right. So when you it's
was that
just
10?
Yeah, 10. And so when you think of that,
That's great.
Right? It's nuts, isn't it? Nuts.
Yeah. Congratulations. I love
Thank
it.
you so much, Betsy. Yeah,
That's
thanks
wonderful.
for helping me get that good count. I'm always thinking that, and I'm always
I know. I know. Yeah.
Love
Yeah, and for those of us who have the travel bug, this is definitely the company to be with because they take us to so many wonderful places. So what I want to do next, thank you, Lindsay, for that. That was fantastic. All these great tips and tricks and ideas. And honestly, each one of these things is actually a very solid concept that will help you to build your business this fall, to make a lot of money and work your way toward the trip. What I want to do is spend a little bit of time working through 3 different panels of experts. The first panel is a trip panel, and it's for people who have earned an incentive trip so far. And I have a couple of questions to ask them so that they can give you some of their wisdom and their secrets and their magic mojo. Maybe you'll pick up something special that one of them might say now that they have earned at least one trip. The second one will be all about bookings. Some of our top bookers will be talking for a few moments with us. And the third panel is some of our top sponsorers. So the first one that I want to introduce is our trip panel. This is not the entire list of people on this call who have actually ever earned a trip, but we spread things out. And because we're virtual, we're not live, it's a little easier if we use smaller numbers. So I want to introduce Miss Melissa Johnson, Liz Friedman, Carrie Hertland, Deanna Goody, and Heather Russell. This is our trip panel for tonight. These ladies have all earned at least one of the company's incentive trips, and some of them have earned several. And what I want to do is ask you a couple of questions, ladies, and I'll call on you, I guess. You'll have to unmute yourselves, if you don't mind, when it's time. And the first question that I have is, what's the biggest thing that you're thinking about right now as you're planning to earn Hawaii? Now that you know how to earn a trip, what's the thing that you're really strategizing to do right now? Melissa, do you want to go first? Because I see you.
Yeah, I'll go first. Biggest thing I would suggest is my tip. Get your calendar and book ahead.
Can you all hear Melissa? Carrie, can you hear Melissa? Hey, Melissa, I'm going to hold you off for just a second because we're having trouble hearing you. Can I jump to Carrie Hertland real fast? Carrie, I don't even know how many trips you've earned so far. Probably 8.
Yeah. I'm catching a lot of static. Can you say that?
Mm-hmm. I'll ask the question this way. Mm-hmm.
Can Melissa mute? There's a lot of static coming from Melissa's line right now.
Thanks. Okay. All right, great. Okay, Carrie, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Great. So the question was, now that you are working on this next trip, using your wisdom from the past, what are you planning to do starting right now to make sure that you're in Hawaii?
Well, I don't know if anybody was on Star Throwers today. Actually, I just was doing this tonight. I sat down and I have a board in my office where I keep people's names who've expressed an interest in the past on the opportunity. I have them on my wall over here. And so I started revisiting those names and looking at them. And I actually pulled my calendar since I started with Touchstone, which was back in 2015 through now. And I started going through my calendars, looking back at old hostesses and working through them and I'm pretty good with remembering people, remembering how parties went. So I was actually just starting with right there, with going through names and looking back to people and reaching out to people. I reached out so far tonight to 15, initially just about the party part, and then the opportunity follows, at those parties, of course. As I start to engage with them, even on conversation before, because I mentioned the trip, I'm earning the trip, and I reached out to 15. So far, I've heard back from 2, which is average, right? To hear back from 2. So next day, my intent is to follow up with those people, et cetera, et cetera. Follow-up's the key. Everybody knows that. You got to follow up. And of course, the people on my wall, I'm going to go back to them and tell them about the trip. Really, I think is a good way to entice people to join, especially Maui.
You mean you tell them about the trip as an incentive for them to think about joining?
Yes. Yeah. So I'm working on bookings with some of these people, but also at the same time, plugging the trip at the same time. So they got that little thought in their head, and then hopefully that'll start up some conversations with them. And of course, like those are more like my past hosts, but the people on my wall are the ones I'm focusing more on, announcing to them about the trip. And that I'm hoping is going to entice people too. And then of course at your parties, like Lindsay was saying, your past hosts are usually your best potential for getting new people to join too. So just kind of right now putting out the word and strategically thinking of who I would like to be on my team, who I think would be fun to work with. And just repetition.
So just lather, rinse, repeat, right? Just different names and different faces. That's great, Carrie. And you always earn it at least as a trip for two, and sometimes even as a Sparkle Achiever. So I can't wait to see what you do this time. Thank you for that. Heather, what about you? What is your MO at this point for earning this trip? You'll have to unmute.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I'm like so blown out and weirdly with my fancy microphone, but I have like no voice today, so I'm doing my best here. I immediately always, when there's a goal I want to reach, go straight to mindset, and Lindsay said it so well at the beginning of the call. If you think you can't, you can't. So you got to not think that. And it actually is as easy as that. Every time you find yourself going into that doubt place, saying things like, well, I'm going to try for it. Saying to your husband, well, I'll do what I can. I'll do my best. No, you got to say, I'm doing this. I'm going to find a way. A way is going to present itself, and I'm ready for it. I'm ready for that way. I'm open to it. And so that's what I've been doing. I've been printing out pictures and showing my kids the brochure and getting everybody really jazzed up in my house, and, telling my tribe that I'm doing this and putting it out there in a really big way. I think that's a really powerful first step to make. And then you're in a much better mindset place to go out and look for those parties. And like Carrie said, look for not just warm bodies, but who you really want on your team and who you really want to work with, who's fun and who's awesome. So that's what I'm doing.
That's great. Thanks, Heather. I really appreciate it. Deanna Goody, how about you? You and I just were on the Alaska cruise together, and we had so much fun. And you've been on 4 trips now, 5, and I'm dying to know, what are you doing this week in particular to make sure that you're on this next trip?
Okay, but I have been on 7, by the way.
7? Oh
yes.
My gosh.
On Orlando, yes.
Yeah.
But, okay, so really I think the biggest thing I can tell you is to start now. Don't say, oh my gosh, I'm just so busy this month. There's this and this with the kids. October is my busiest month with my children, and it's crazy with the things that are going on in PTA and school and all of their sports. I just got a brand new puppy, so I'm like a newborn mom every night.
You're crazy.
And I use all of these excuses and say, I just don't have the time. I'm just busy. I don't have time. But you know what? I'm looking at my calendar and I'm figuring out I'm going to make time for this. And as soon as I heard about the trip incentive, I started it. Today, I sent out another 25 messages. I followed up with 10 more. I'm doing a little drawing to give away some ice bracelets and asking, $20 and they can get a $400 shopping spree just to generate more sales. But I think starting as soon as we can. Don't start the 15th of October. Don't say, maybe November, I have more time. If you really, really want to do this and you want to go to Maui, and I promise you, when I went to the first trip, and I saw this company and they laid out the red carpet for my husband and I can't tell you how it changed me, and that I didn't want to miss another one. I had goosebumps the whole entire time. My husband looked at me like, wow, honey, I can't believe you earned this. I'm so proud of you. Just everything came together, and you want that feeling. It's something you can never, tell somebody about. It's something that you have to experience for yourself. So I really encourage you. You will really, the experience of just going and having the support from your team and the company is just going to be amazing. So start now. This is it. This is go time.
That's great.
And don't put it off another day.
You know what I love about it too is that immediately you start making money. You know, suddenly your income gets an enormous boost, as well as your confidence and your point total. Thanks,
Right.
Deanna. That's awesome. I can't wait to be on another trip with you. Okay, Liz, let me ask you, Liz Friedman, I want to ask you a question. You're a multiple trip achiever now. What could you briefly tell us what you love most about the trips that Touchstone does with us?
Oh gosh. And that is the one question I was not prepared to answer. It's an opportunity. There's so many things. You get to be with other people from other parts of the company. You get to be with home office in an informal setting and really get to know who those people are at the other end of the phone calls and the emails and basically who's doing all the stuff. And they're just so awesome. For me, I was able to, the first trip I went was Jamaica, and I did that one by myself. But the next trip, I was able to bring my mom for her 80th birthday. And that was just such a special thing for her, to be able to do something special somewhere she'd never been, that she kind of wanted to go and, just have that experience. And then the last trip, Punta Cana, I took my niece who was turning 18. Actually, it was right after she turned 18. So it was a birthday and graduation present for her. And just be able to, share these amazing experiences with people that are important in my life. Because I don't have a husband, so other people. And it's just been really amazing.
That's great. I know. I love that. I've been able to bring my daughter twice and one of my sisters twice, and my other sister once got to go to Jamaica, and it really is a special thing to get to share with other people. Okay, I want to shift gears. Thank you, ladies, so much. I want to shift gears and talk for 5 minutes about how do we overcome some of the challenges that we all know we face when it comes to booking parties and executing them successfully. That's just a normal fact of life. Doing the parties is really pretty simple. But sometimes we find that where we get stuck is in the booking. And so what I'm interested in doing is introducing Cheryl Hogle, Shanna Campbell, Rose Butka, and Jacqueline Strominger. And I'm interested in having each one of you pick your one top booking tip to share with this group. Cheryl is in Ohio, Shanna is in Florida, Rose is here in Virginia with me, and Jacqueline is in Reno, Nevada. So we're all over the place. We're not just talking about people who live in areas where everybody's booking parties. Cheryl, I wonder if you would go first, and you've been in the industry a long time and with Touchstone for a number of years. When you want to book a party, what's the one thing that you will do to make sure that you get one on the calendar?
There's many things I do, but I'm trying to narrow it down and think about what I mainly do. Definitely at your shows, you want to get personal with people, warm up to them, make them feel like they want you to come into their house. If you stand over in a corner and are afraid to talk to anybody, that's not really warming up to people. Go around and mingle, talk to people, get involved in their conversations, kind of just work yourself around the room. I like going around people's houses and looking at people's pictures, and sometimes a sister or sister-in-law will walk in and, oh, is this you in the picture? And just get some conversation going. And then when you get familiar with people at your party, you're more apt to book parties. That's definitely one thing. And I have to say this because I've done it tonight and I booked 3 parties today. So I have to share this little tip. But when I ask someone to have a party or text them or whatever, I never take it out of my phone. I know a lot of people clear their phones a lot. I don't. I leave that conversation on there and I scroll through like lots of conversations. and I look at them and go, oh yeah, I forgot I talked to her 2 months ago and we never connected because she was too busy. And so I might be having 15 minutes somewhere along the day and I'll just shoot her a text. I don't sit and spend an hour at a time booking shows. I do it all throughout the day at different times of the day. People respond different times of the day, and it's a hit or a miss. And sometimes it really pays off to do that, to do different times of the day, you know, because like if you're always trying at night, then and you're not getting really good results, you know, try to change that up. Try to send a few in the afternoon or on your lunch break or whatever. And I just think looking through those conversations, you know, today I connected with 2 people and had forgot about them. So they're on my book now.
That's wonderful.
And
wow.
Yeah, it just, you know, just something like that. And asking for referrals, and then I'll shut up. But some of my top hostesses who constantly book shows, you know, you kind of get burned out with them, and you're like, oh my gosh, you're seeing the same people. I actually took that one step above this year, and I bought them all little card holders that had bling all over them, and I put my business cards in there. And I told them that, you know, you get so many compliments because you've had so many parties and you own so much jewelry. So, you know, every time someone compliments you, I want you to give my card out because you're like my #1 advertiser. And you're going to help me keep continuing to build my business with people I don't know, you know, and that has worked this year. So I have had a lot of new faces because of that. So those are my 3 tips.
I love it. Thanks. Very good. I cannot wait to see you in Hawaii. Of course, sooner than that, I'm sure. Shanna, what about you? What's the one quick suggestion that you would make for people who really need a party quick?
To sweeten the deal by offering a wrap star bracelet if they book.
Okay.
Or an ice bracelet. And to make certain that at every party I do the price of the dice to sweeten the deal, because who doesn't want a deal?
Because who doesn't want a deal? That's great. Rose, how about you? What's something that you would suggest to someone who really wants a party fast?
Betsy, I think she went to bed.
Did she go to bed?
She had a super long day.
Jacqueline,
sorry.
I perfectly understand that. She has to be up early tomorrow because she's a middle school teacher. Jacqueline, how about you? You're West Coast time. You're wide awake.
I am wide awake.
I know you are.
Ready to party. No, I'm just kidding. By the way, parties during the day freaking rock. Just saying. So don't be afraid to book a party during the day. If you have daytime, coffee shops are amazing. But my biggest tip is for bookings. If you want to book a party and you need to book a party right away, it starts with all of our businesses. Everything starts with a list. So you have to make a list of people, whether it's the people that have wanted a party before and didn't or couldn't. Maybe you want to go back in and you want to look at if you've had parties and they were postponed or canceled or something. Look in the system and see what has fallen off the wayside and go back to those people. But it starts with a list, and then it's the follow-up. And don't be afraid of the follow-up. You know, if someone doesn't respond to you that first day, it's the next day. You know, hey, thoughts on getting some people together with a pretty piece of bling. And it could also be, you know, it might not be somebody that ever expressed interest. It could be somebody that you just want to get to know better and say, hey, you know what, I'd love to get to know you better. Maybe we could get some people together for, you know, a little wind down Wednesday, you know, Java and Jules, you know, give them some of that theme to start enticing them. And, you know, we kind of talk about this sometimes too, about not necessarily saying that word party, but giving them the theme instead, because that theme is going to be like, oh, I could do a little bit of, wine and cheese or wine down Wednesday. I could do that. You say party and someone's like, oh, shit, I got to get a band. No, we don't need a band. So, list and the words that you use to use themes in ideas.
Love it. Absolutely right. Well, thanks, ladies, for some great booking ideas. Now, the very last thing, we're on the home stretch here, is let's do a quick sponsoring panel and talk a little bit about what it is that is causing these ladies to sponsor so effectively. And I want to introduce Lori Downey from North Carolina, Carrie Hertland again from Pennsylvania, and then Lori Carpenter, who is in Northern Maryland. Lori, are you still on? I hope you are.
I am.
Okay, great. Lori, can I start with you? I have a quick question. Lori, when you came into Touchstone Crystal, do you feel like you knew how to sponsor already?
Which Lori? Me?
Lori, yeah, sorry, Lori Carpenter.
That's okay. Say that again. I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
When you came to Touchstone Crystal, did you feel like you already knew how to sponsor?
No.
And so did you have to learn a thing or two?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
What changed?
I think it was more of I came in with that thought process of I'm just doing this. It's going to be my part-time thing. It's not going to be, you know what I mean? And once I saw the opportunity that it was much more than just that, and I saw how much more it could be, I felt like it was much easier to sponsor. Like I could share the opportunity with other ladies. It was much easier to, I don't even want to know if convince is the right word, but just to try to let them know that there's more to it than just hosting a party.
That's great.
So that kind of took off from there. And then I think when they saw the opportunity, I started sharing more things that I guess I wouldn't have shared in the beginning, like what I was making, how much you could make, and they see a lot of my customers, because I do hair as my full-time job. I've been doing that for 26 years. I think they were seeing things and I was able to, I guess, share more of that with them, and it just became easier. And I guess they wanted a piece of that and then started asking me questions, and then I found an outlet of how to do that.
So you became contagious, right? To them.
I guess
and they wanted what you had. Uh-huh.
Yes. They wanted to know more. It piqued their interest. Like, what is going on here? So
that's great. I love that. I love too that you learned something new and you implemented it, and that has changed everything for you. Thanks. Yeah. Thanks, Lori. I appreciate that. Lori Downey, how about you? Now, you came to us from another company. Were you always such a wonderful sponsorer? You'll have to unmute Lori Downey. Where are you? I'm looking for you.
Okay, there we go.
There you are.
I got more comfortable sponsoring, but just like everybody else who starts in this business, you just have to start doing it. And of course, you're extremely nervous the first time you start asking, you even think about asking someone to do this with you. But after you kind of see that asking someone isn't going to kill you, like you're actually going to survive, and you can move on, whether they say yes or no. The more you do it, the easier it gets, just like with anything. So my tips are just to make sure you're asking enough people, and not to be pushy about it, just to offer it in a really casual, nonchalant way, but to be very excited about what you have to offer, and you have to believe in it yourself and really know that it's a good thing. And then your energy, it's really all about your energy. Your energy kind of draws people to you, I think, because they don't see you in a pushy way. They see you as someone who's genuine and who is enjoying what they're doing and really sees that it's an opportunity that a lot of women could really benefit from.
That's a really good, you bring up a really good point. There's something about seeing someone who is sincerely enjoying what she's doing that is very contagious, as opposed to a person who is super chatty and outgoing and a little on the scary side. There really is a big difference between the two.
And people can sniff desperation in a heartbeat. So you never really want to come across as desperate. You aren't that desperate. You really aren't. So don't have that mindset. Just know that it's a gift that you can offer to people.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
And if it's not that person, if that person doesn't join, someone else will. So.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it really is a lot about the numbers, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Frequency, how often, and how comfortable we get in offering it really does make a difference too. But remember, the message is the same either way, whether we're nervous or we're not nervous. It's still a great message for the right person to hear. Lori, thanks, and I can't wait to welcome you on their very first Touchstone Crystal Incentive trip. It's going to be really great. Yay! And the last but not least, I want to run back to Carrie Hertland again. Carrie, when you were with your previous company, you were very good at sponsoring. But I'm curious, have you learned a few things in the last couple of years? Your sponsoring numbers have just been phenomenal. What do you attribute that to?
I feel like listening to the other two, I have a lot of the similar thoughts. Excitement is contagious. Showing your excitement and genuine love for what you do, like people seeing that you really love what you do, they become curious. One thing I've learned too, I know you and I talked about this. I always used to be kind of scared to show how much I, quite frankly, make doing this to people because I thought it sounded like I was bragging. I've learned to overcome that. Quite frankly, it's the opposite. If people ask and I tell them, people think a lot of times think that this is just a hobby. They don't realize you can make a serious income from it. And I've learned to get over that hurdle of, telling people about it because I don't think people realize. And it truly is like, I remember somebody, I think it was in Magic Emotion, somebody talking about, it was like an example of multiplying yourself. Like, I think when I first started too, there was always this fear of take away from your business that I sponsored. And it's so the opposite. It's like you're taking yourself and spreading yourself everywhere. So you're growing, but at the same time, these people are growing and you're teaching them something amazing at the same time. So it's like a win-win. And one thing too, it's kind of funny, actually, Caitlin's on the call here. She's my newest sponsor. Well, she joined in August and she's fabulous. I work with her. Is don't prejudge anybody. Caitlin actually came to me and I learned something from this, doing this even 9 years now, doing direct sales. I learned something. She's a sweetheart, and she came to a party, and we already had a party in the works for her. And that little checklist, I remember Terry talking about it at Magic Emotion, and I'm trying to be better at remembering to ask people to fill that little checklist out at the top. Caitlin circled, I forget, Caitlin, you're on here, like 4 or 5 or 6 for the opportunity. And I was like, I idea. And I texted her and I said, Caitlin, are you interested in the opportunity? And she's like, well, yeah, I think. So, don't prejudge anybody and just assume that somebody wouldn't be interested in doing this either. Even those people that I think would be on my chicken list to ask, you never know. You never know anybody's story, whatever their status may be, everybody has a reason for wanting to do this. And it's all never prejudge it. Offer it.
That's brilliant. And I'm so excited to leave it right with that right in everybody's mind, because that's such a key critical component. So often we think oh no, she would never want to do this. Oh, she's too busy. Oh, she's too wealthy. Oh, she's too whatever. And we're usually wrong. So, nobody would have ever paid, probably most of us, to start Touchstone Crystal. So it's, I just love that you came up with that concept. Thank you, Carrie. All right, so what I want to do is wrap us up. Some of you are aware that we have product certificates to give away. And the company has given us some product certificates, and we're really excited about this. And $100 in jewelry for a lot of people. But there's something that you need to do. Oh, Lindsay has them. Lindsay,
look at this. We got lots of product certificates to raffle off.
So I'm going to go ahead and let Lindsay close us out here as I'm posting something on our chat so that you can, and Lindsay will explain to you what we're going to do with what I'm posting on chat right now.
So Betsy's posting this, and I want you guys to copy and paste that and take it over from there before this closes out. So as we're getting ready to post that and it comes up, if you're on this Zoom tonight and you're a long distance leader and unable to make it last night, I want you to text or Facebook message Betsy, Terry, or myself with your name, your consultant ID, because when you win the product certificate or the 1,000 trip points, we have to turn your consultant ID number in, and it'll just make it easier to get your winnings right away. So your name, your consultant ID, the number of parties you currently have on your October calendar. The next one is the number of parties you want, your goal number for October, how many you want to book for October. Do you want Vegas? Vegas, baby? Answer yes or no. I want Vegas. And do you want to earn Hawaii? I want Hawaii. Or Aloha, baby, whatever it is you want to write. Just answer those quick questions. Your name, your consultant ID, number of current parties booked for October that you currently have on your calendar, booked, live, dated parties, invites out. How many parties you want to hold this month, your goal. Do you want Vegas and do you want Hawaii? Simple as that. Send it over. So that we can get those in and we can get everybody entered into the drawings. And thank you guys so much for being on here tonight. We can't wait to work together and partner with you all to be in Vegas and Maui and hitting your goals and your dreams. Okay? Have a great night. Thank you, Betsy, so much. And thank you all of our awesome panel people. I love it.
Thank you.
So Betsy, I have a question. For the people that were there last night and tonight, do you need this again, or do you
just so I have it?
Yes, you do? Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Betsy, did you say, are we posting that on the Facebook page? Or
just go ahead and either private message or email.
Okay, private
email right now if you'd rather use email.
Okay, thank you.
And I'll stay on until everybody's done. So if you want to say yes or questions to ask or to post, feel free.
I can hear everybody's texting away.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. Our phones are going to do that. That's what we like.
Hey, Betsy, I think I'm a moron. I can't figure where am I supposed to type this?
You're going to send it to me, either to my email or on private message. Either one is fine on Facebook.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Just get it to me. Go ahead.
Okay, Betsy, I'm gonna go make sure kids are tucked into bed.
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, everybody that joined. Have a good one. Talk to you soon, Betsy.
Bye. Love
Bye.
you. See ya.
Bye-bye.
I'll wait till everybody's done. I'll be the last one on. Carrie, thank you so much.
Did you see my text from earlier about Mary? Mary, I don't know if Mary's on.
Uh-huh.
Not awesome.
I did. $1,000 with three guests?
Yep.
Crazy.
Nuts.
Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Just phenomenal.
Yeah, that must have been so much fun. I'm so glad.
Yeah, no, we had a hoot time. It was really great.
Good. Okay, so I left it up so that it's still on here. I'm going to repost a little lower so y'all can see it.
Where is it posted on here? Like,
It's on chat. So there's a chat function within this within Zoom. Even if you're on the phone, there's a way to see all the chat. Either way, the questions that you want to answer are, for me, your name, your consultant ID, number of parties you currently have for October, how many you actually want to have for October, are you working toward Vegas, and are you working toward Hawaii? Those are your questions. And then that way, I can add you to the drawings. Okay. And I'll wait till everybody's all done. Great. Thanks, Melissa. Thanks, Heather. Got it.
Betsy, I private messaged you.
Okay, got it. Thanks, Wendy.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Anna.
Yeah, I texted you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thanks, Jack. How fun. Do you see it, Liz?
Yeah, hang on one sec.
Okay. Thanks, Angela.
No, I think I private messaged you too. I just
That's
managed
great.
to use my
Yeah,
window.
however, doesn't matter.
I emailed you.
Great. Thanks, Sue. Yay. I'll look at them all tomorrow. Thanks, Gina.
Thank you. This was great.
Of course. Absolutely. So glad you liked it. We have fun.
I did it, Betsy. Thank you for all your help. See you
You're
tomorrow.
welcome. Absolutely.
Betsy, what's your email?
You can private message me. That would be easier probably on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Angela, you can disconnect now if you want to. Uh-huh.
Betsy, can you hear me?
Uh-huh, I can. Hi.
Hi, I'm just wondering, like, when will the drawing be and where will the winners be posted?
We will each post on our own team pages. So Lindsay will post on her page probably by tomorrow night.
Okay, thanks.
Sure, Shirley, no problem.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Elizabeth. Yes, Angela, you can be done. Uh-huh. Thanks, Karen. Got it. Okay. Y'all are so fun. You're such a great bunch. It's the fun bunch. I think we have the best team. I'm a little partial. Okay, did everybody get what they needed off of there? Okay, good night, December. Sweet aloha dreams to you too. Okay, great. Good job, Kayla. Awesome. Way to go. I'm reading all the messages. Okay. Anybody else have questions about that? Could you all see it? Do I need to post it again a little lower? I'll post it one more time in chat. Whoopsie. Maybe not. It's seizing up. So it's your name, consultant ID, number of parties you currently have for October. Be honest. Number of parties you want for October. Be honest. And are you working toward Las Vegas? And are you working toward Hawaii? And that's it. Any questions, anybody? Are you all good?
Thanks, Betsy.
Oh my gosh, my pleasure. And I'll be there with you in less than 2 weeks.
I know, that's tomorrow's conversation.
I know. Oh my gosh.
I have to send you that information too. I forgot to send that today. Yeah. It's a long day.
Yeah, I totally understand that. It's fine.
Yes.
It's all good. So good.
So you have one more question on chat.
Okay. Where do we reply? So Jean, you can reply to me, or you can reply to Lindsay or to Terry, depending on which senior director team you're a part of. Jean, who's your sponsor?
She's muted.
She's muted. She can chat. She can do chat.
That's right. I can send it through.
Okay.
Where to go. Thank you very much.
Sure. Of course. Thank you. Anybody else with questions? Okay. Send your answers.
I'm going to have to make a whole little Hawaii area in my office.
Yeah, I think that's
seriously. I mean, I do for my vision board stuff. I always have a little area that's that I can look at every day. That's going to keep me focused on.
That's a really good idea. So, I want to work on my calendar tomorrow. Just do my calendar blocking because October is getting dicey with travel.
Yeah, me too.
I'm going to try to go down to see Randy.
Oh, right.
And Lindsay Tate for a quick 2 nights in San Antonio. Yeah.
So I'm going to be in Dallas. I'm going to be in Plano the 10th to the 14th.
That's great.
Do we have anybody in Dallas?
A few.
So we do, anybody on our team that would be fun to have dinner with or something?
You could ask Chastity. She sometimes goes to Dallas.
Oh, I can reach out to Chastity. Okay.
Awesome. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you never know.
I just don't know how far all the things are down there.